What is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 51 of the Party Chat podcast. As always, I am your host, Squiggy, and as per usual, I am joined by Slazo and the queen of the video games quiz, Laura. And that was the most That was the most painful intro I've ever done in 51 episodes. So yeah,
I'm happy.
Hello, guys.
I'm good. I really love that quiz. Thank you. Slay. I'm really happy. That was a good quiz. Well done, Slazo, for writing it up.
Yeah, well done, Slazo. Yeah.
Your help with some of the questions really paid off, Laura.
I love the ones when I emailed you the ones I wanted. That was smooth.
I don't want to talk about that. So how are you both?
I'm alright, thank you. I'm looking forward to discussing some games, especially some upcoming games, because I've actually got games to buy next week, which is great.
Oh, you're excited for that game as well?
This is already becoming like, I bought 5 games in September, and now it's October, and it's like, oh, there's more, and I've not even started playing some of these.
Not gonna lie,
I'm the same.
November doesn't slow down. November is pretty...
Literally,
I'm thankful I don't have an X-Bone, because you poor guys, you have even more than me.
I know. Forza, baby!
I've had to stop myself from buying Forza for the past week.
Forza of Wars.
Gears of War, I've had to stop myself pre-ordering. Titanfall 2, I've had to stop myself from pre-ordering. I don't even want to go into it. Rico I'd probably pick up at some point. Rico's out.
Oh, is it out now?
Yeah. I think it came out a couple of weeks ago.
There was actually some people got lucky and there was a price glitch.
It was on Shop too, wasn't it? It was £4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I tried to get it, but the website was...
To be fair, it's a cheap game to start off with, considering it's like 30 quid. I think.
Mm-hmm. I might give it a go.
It is pretty like that, yeah.
But Forza Horizon's a big one that I'm resisting the urge to buy at the minute.
I would be all over that if I had one.
It's so difficult. Even just seeing trailers of it on TV, and it's like I want to play it. I've got the demo. I literally could sit and play the demo forever because it's just so beautiful and stuff. And it's like I need to play it. But let's not talk about Forza because this might suddenly become me pre-ordering Forza in the middle of the Party Chat podcast, which is what this is, of course. So the Party Chat podcast is brought to you every Wednesday by Retro Remastered. We're across iTunes and all other podcasting services, and we post at retroremastered.com at 9 a.m. and we're finally on YouTube. So last week's episode 50, was on YouTube. From now on, we'll be posting on YouTube as well. It probably won't go live at exactly 9 a.m., but it'll go live on the morning of Wednesday. So stay tuned to that. We'll obviously tweet out the link when it's there, and we'll probably tweet it out during the week as well, so you can catch up, see what we discussed last week, and if you want to, see what Slazo's quiz was all about, then feel free, youtube.com/
I highly recommend it. It's fascinating just to see how much they know.
Yeah, how little we know. I was good at my games.
I was trying to be nice.
I was good at my games. I wasn't good at anyone else's games. That's all you need.
You were good when we went off here.
Yeah, I got everything. Basically, for those of you that don't know, I got beat 4-1, 4-2.
Spoilers.
I don't care anymore. What did I get beat? Was it 4-1?
4-1.
4-1. And then after the thing, Slazo asked me all the questions that I would have had if I picked the home option instead of picking away. And I got every single one of them right, apart from the one that I got wrong on the actual quiz.
Are you still bitter about this?
I
can't tell.
I'm not bitter. But before I actually sound any more bitter or salty...
That's the salt mine. We open with the salt mine this
Yes, that's the salt mine done. So let's move on to the news. We'll just jump straight there. I've only got 4 items on the list. It's a bit slow with news at the minute because obviously we're now in the middle of like big release windows and stuff. So
the news is go to your local shop,
see what games are there on the shelf and new releases. That's the news. So the first one is relating to Call of Duty, but this is Call of Duty World at War. So that was the one done by Treyarch, and I believe it was the last Treyarch title to be in World War.
This is the one I don't like. I think I said this last week, and then I saw the news, and I was
everyone went, "No, that's not Modern Warfare."
Yeah. It's So that's World at War is now on Xbox One via backward compatibility. Yeah, I didn't like World at War. Laura didn't you?
No, I didn't. It was the one that put me off, and it was. I think this is the one where I was like, I think this is one of the ones I didn't buy. As in, I want to say there was a beta for this, or
there
demo.
was.
Yeah, there was.
And I played it, and it was like, this is garbage compared to modern.
When I played that beta, I think I'm probably harsh on it now because of games that have come after it that are probably worse. You know, like in terms of the COD CODs at the time. But when I played this after coming off the back of Modern Warfare and that, it was kind of like, what the hell have they done to this? This is just no.
My main memory of it was just the terrible respawns. How you literally just be respawned in the front of an enemy.
Yeah,
I want to see the dogs for the first time.
Yeah, the dogs were in there.
Yeah, and I remember getting so peeved at this stupid freaking kill bonus and just being like, this is not, like, they've run out of ideas. Just no, don't know. I remember that's where I went with that. I'm going to be honest, I think a few people are happy it's on backwards compatibility. I think it's nice to have another game on backwards compatibility. It's like, I'm not going to reject games.
I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm like, I don't think I'll end up playing it or anything, but if people liked it, I'm happy that they get to play it again. I certainly won't be.
It's just, it's weird that they're bringing them all back. I think, is it trying to sort of like whet the appetite for COD 4?
Maybe for the remaster, or maybe it's a way of coming out and saying, look, we're not going to remaster these ones. This is the only way you're going to get them and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a way to, kill off any of them sort of rumours.
Yeah.
Which I think makes sense. And also, if people are angry about their favourite not being remastered, well, at the end of the day, they can play it on their console. So it's a nice.
To be fair, though, would you buy any COD remaster other than Modern Warfare?
Probably,
I did like
I wouldn't.
2.
I'd probably buy COD 2 and I'd probably buy Modern Warfare 2, and that would probably be it.
If they did are we talking just a solo COD game? Because if they did all the Black Ops games in a neat little bundle, I would consider it.
Okay, yeah, no, I give you if they did like a Black Ops trilogy.
Because the story did seem stronger, but because it's so spaced out, it all blurs for me, and I feel like I didn't get the full enjoyment from it.
Numbers,
so I have to play them.
Choices, and then I can't remember what Blob 2 was.
Yeah, I mean,
I
do that.
I think Blob 2 was decent. Is that the one where you're talking to the old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I always say it is. Like, Blob said a really good...
It was just cool because you had choices in it. Like, what you did would actually affect the story. It was like,
did it? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Big part of Blobs 2.
Yeah. One interesting thing about World at War, it was the first one to introduce the zombie mode. And I remember, basically, the only time I played World at War Online was zombie mode. I would not play multiplayer apart from that. And zombie mode was really good on there, and then obviously they took it further and further from then. But yeah, that's what World at War was for me. It's the one that introduced the zombie mode to Call of Duty. And it was probably the best part of the game, really, because the rest of it was shite. But anyway, the next item is that the Advertising Standards Authority have launched an investigation into No Man's Sky. Basically, they've received several complaints about the advertising for No Man's Sky. Some screenshots and some trailers and stuff like that. Basically, none of that stuff exists in the game.
Wow, games are subject to change. Big whoop.
So basically, there's been some complaints that have centered around the screenshots and videos that show sort of more advanced animal behavior, some large-scale combat, and then some ship-flying behavior that obviously wasn't there. And apparently
this
as well,
sounds petty as
some
fuck.
complaints also say that screenshots misrepresent the graphical quality of the game.
What? You knew the game you were buying when you bought it, pretty much. So stop bitching. Stop trying to get your £40 back. You bought the game.
I don't know. I'm against like this sort of thing, but I do think there's a lot of stuff that they promised. I know games, like you said, games are subject to change, but basically since No Man's Sky has launched, they have been silent completely. Is it Sean Murray, the dev?
Sean Murray, yeah.
He was on Twitter every minute of every day, but up to launch, and he's pretty much gone silent since.
Could it possibly be because he's been sent a monumental amount of abuse?
It might be, but for me, all it takes is for them to come out on launch day and say this, and this are missing from this version of the game, and don't even have to give a reason why. It could just be that we're going to try and add these through the year with updates. Obviously, we apologise for, stuff like that, but it's just been silent. That's the thing that annoys me the most.
The silence doesn't annoy me. I think Well, it does a little bit, but I think the thing I have here is that it does seem harsh to some degree, but then it's like they're making an example just to investigate this sort of thing, so it might lead to more, other games that push the boundaries even further with false, I'm going to put that in air quotes, false advertising.
See, I just think it's because some people got refunds on Steam, and I think it's just other people going, oh, we'll take this ride as far as we can. Like, to me, it's just more pathetic than anything.
Yeah, but I don't agree with this sort of thing, but I do think that I'm sort of glad it's being made public, because hopefully it will make someone from Hello Games actually come out and sort of address all this stuff, because that's the thing that annoys me the most, that it's just been, they're getting away with it. I know, obviously, like you said, games are subject to change, but you don't go out and promise this, and this, and then you come to the final game and none of it's there, and you go completely silent as a dev.
But they've said they're always working on new things in the past.
But that's when they should, like I said, they should have came out, launch day, said this, and this are missing from the final version of the game. We know we promised them. It was a bit more difficult to get them in when we first anticipated. We'll try and get it in over the next year, over the course of updates, and it just sort of appeases people a little bit. And that's my big gripe with the game. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. But even then, Shuhei Yoshida, the guy, Shu, president of Sony Worldwide Studios, he understood why fans were critical, and he basically blamed their PR strategy, like before release, for what's happened. And if you've got the guy who's like president of that coming out and saying something like that, then there's an issue.
Wait, he blamed Sony's or Hello Games?
He blamed Hello Games pre-release PR strategy.
Oh, of course he did. Right.
Yeah, but I know what you're going at with that. But it would have been easier for him just to like go quiet again. But I just want Sean Murray just to come out and say something. We apologize. Maybe not even apologizing, just saying we tried to get this. It didn't work out. We're going to keep trying to get this in over the next course of the year. And just give an update on it. But basically, it's just gone silent. That's my major gripe with that. And if this investigation means that they have to come out and finally say something, then so be it. It's a good thing, but I don't agree with people complaining about it this way. But if it gets them to actually like sort of just address some of these complaints, then maybe it is a good thing.
I do think they're just making an example of a game that maybe isn't the most guilty game in the world. But I'm with you on the whole. This could be a start of a good thing.
It might mean that devs have got to stick to some of their stuff more, or at least address the fact.
Well, it always annoyed me, like stuff like, you remember, is it Fable 2 that promised real-time growing trees and this really interactive world and stuff like that, and it was just meh. Just stuff like that. If it means they won't get away with that stuff now, then...
Bear in mind, it was Peter Molyneux that promised that.
No, I know. No. But it's still the thing that was, put out there in a certain advertising sort of thing. But
not by the Japanese choice.
No, I know. But I think this, at the end of the day, it's interesting. If they get punished in any way for this, then I think everyone's gonna be on their toes.
Yeah, if they get punished, then
because this is a harsh case, to be fair, to go after, considering there's loads of worse. It's not like they made a...
See, I don't know, if you look at some of the things they promised and aren't there.
Green Light and Kickstarter are far bigger cesspools for promises that don't get delivered on.
But then this is such a more a bigger game in the spotlight. If that makes sense.
I could probably find other big games where they've said we're going to do X and it never showed up.
Yeah, but it's
just what happens.
Yeah, one of the big things in this one though was that there's going to be a mechanic where two players can see each other, and I'm sure there's a video when it first came out of basically two people on the same planet in the same spot couldn't see each other, and I think they tweeted Sean Murray.
Sean was surprised that happened so soon.
Yeah, but still, you don't promise it, and for a game that's so hyped, people are going to be playing it, and if it happens, then it happens. There's going to be a lot of people playing it, so you will find someone at some point. It's just stuff like that, but I don't want to go on a rant too much about it, because I kind of want to see what happens from this as well. But yeah, like you said, Laura, if something does happen with Hello Games from this, then it does put a lot more devs on their toes.
It's the ripple effect, really. It's kind of like if they get punished for this, imagine if you did something worse where and you know, like level of punishment as well. And
yeah,
I just think it opens because once there's a president. I don't know what word I'm on about there. Once there's like an example to use, you can be like, oh, we're going to punish you for this because look, we find these people this much. So really, you've done this, so we're going to fine you, and they're going to avoid getting themselves into that sort of trouble. So it can only be a positive thing in some ways. For such a negative, you know, story in some regards, the outcome's probably only going to be positive.
Yeah, you'd hope so anyway. But we shall see. We'll still keep following this, and then when we hear something, we'll be back. And moving on from a game that promised so much at launch and didn't deliver to another game that promised so much at launch and didn't deliver, Destiny. See what I did there?
Don't keep picking on Destiny now. You bought the DLC. You're not exactly going, oh, down with Destiny, man.
No, but
don't try and blend in with the crowd.
So basically,
name and shame.
There's been a lot of reports coming out about Destiny 2's development. Apparently, it's going to launch on PC as well as PS4 and Xbox One. But apparently, your characters that you have on the original Destiny won't move over. But I remember, I think it was when Destiny first sort of got announced, they were basically saying that this character will follow you on the journey across however many years of Destiny. So I'd read into that one with a bit of pinch of salt, maybe.
I'd be surprised if they didn't carry it over. People will be more than a bit peeved if they've put 100+ quid in, and then their character means little to nothing.
You've got to start again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
you say your personal opinion there, Slazo, because you've invested.
Yes.
I see what you mean. It's a bit like,
I like my character, yes, Laura.
It's a bit like WoW as well, that if you put all this time and effort into, say, leveling your character all the way up, and then Legion came out and it was like, you need a new character for Legion.
But you see, your character doesn't have the soul trait of Burning Wrath King.
I have no idea what you're talking about there.
Neither do I. I was just making up. The point is, when I think like, oh, your character doesn't have this thing, so they can't play in this expansion. So go make a new character.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. But obviously, Destiny 2 was supposed to launch this year, but got delayed by 12 months.
To launch. Oh no, it was this year. Yeah.
Yeah, this year, but it got delayed by 12 months. That's why we got Rise of Iron. Yeah. Apparently, they've rebooted the whole story of Destiny 2. I don't really know what it's going to be.
Does that mean that's one then? Yeah.
Well, from what I know, basically because the long-term boss parted ways with Bungie. Is it Howard Ryan? I think. And he was in charge of a lot of the development on Destiny, but it's now headed up by two other people, and they led the development on the Taken King expansion, which
was the good one.
Yeah, which basically improved Destiny by a lot. Yeah. So hopefully there'll be a bit more of a story.
I just, after Rise of Iron, please let there be a story.
I enjoyed Rise of Iron a little bit. Not a lot,
Tell
a little
me
bit.
the story of Rise of Iron, because I'll be buggered if I can remember it.
I can't remember it either, but
Giant
I enjoyed it.
plant that eats material.
Grr, enemies.
I just remember wolves. Lots of wolves.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. We're on the wall.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited to sort of find out more about Destiny 2 and basically see what sort of story arc we're going to get from this one, because there's a lot of things you could do based on the world that they've already created, like all the different places and all the different enemies and factions and stuff. There is definitely some more story to discover. It just depends what they go for, or if they decide it was just a completely new area with new stuff again, new planet.
More variety. That's all I want. More variety.
Yeah, I'd like that.
That was why I love Taken King. It was variety, and then Rise of Iron isn't. It's just tougher fallen.
Well, that's why I left the original Destiny, because I got bored of it pretty quickly, because there wasn't really much different stuff. The story wasn't really good. Taken King, the story improved a lot, and I played a lot more of that. And then it sort of got a bit samey and boring. And then even when me and you played the Rise of Iron thing, one of my quests was to do the assassination missions.
Yeah.
And all of them were exactly the same mission, exactly the same place, killing exactly the same enemy, and we had to do that
There are
times.
A couple, but like that's the one that spawns the most often.
Yeah.
So.
But it's just stuff like that, like, you know, even if it's killing a different enemy, just pick a random one somewhere instead of going to exactly the same spot. But I'm quite I wonder if it's going to have the Assassin's Creed 2 from its like Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2 effect, where they perfect a lot of the things from the first year.
I don't know, because I mean, Taken King was the Assassin's Creed 2, if you ask me. So
let's hope it's nothing like the other ones then after that. But yeah, it's
I mean, Rise of Iron's Revelations. So in theory, Brotherhood next year.
I don't know.
So in theory, you've got one more good one.
Well, that'll do me. Sorry, Laura, I know you like Assassin's Creed 1.
I was taking shots at Assassin's Creed 3, but okay.
I can't remember Assassin's Creed 3. Is that the one with Connor?
Exactly. I can't remember. It's the one where, spoilers, the guy dies.
Yeah, I know that much. Is it the one with Connor? I think is it the one set in the...
I think it's Connor. Where you got the British v the Americans.
Yeah.
In the War of Independence or whatever.
Oh god, it's all coming back because you were just running through a forest and I was like, you could see him. He's
and the advert is Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, which then was used on every game for that year.
Yeah.
Like, oh my!
I remember that.
I remember Imagine Dragons.
They got... How dare you? There's a new album. Not even. Just shut your mouth. Let's move on, Squiggy, because I'm going to kill Slade.
Okay, we'll move on. So that was Destiny 2. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on anything coming out of that as well. I'm excited to see what they deliver for that. And my final news item is that the PlayStation Plus October games have been announced.
Oh my god, this is like one of the best months of the year.
This is actually quite good. So we get the Resident Evil remake, which I am going to play. I will play it.
Really?
Yes.
Can I hold you to this?
Yes, you can hold me to that.
Because you said
Fraser.
you're going to play Resident Evil games multiple times.
I'll play it.
I mean, it's never happened.
Honestly, I
want a live stream on either our or your Twitch of you playing Resi.
We'll see. Do I need the webcam on as well so you can see my frights?
That's fine.
Slazo always wants the webcam. Webcam is always a yes.
Tell you what,
Slazo.
I'll do one better. I'll come up to where you live and then to see you there in person as you play.
3D horror. 3D horror. Who needs PlayStation VR when Slazo does house visits? I'm putting that on the box.
If you knock on my door and say trick or treat,
podcast.
I am just throwing the door in your face. We take it off the hinges and throw it in your face.
I was going to say, not slam the door, I'm going to physically throw it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so anyway, Resident Evil Remake and Transformers Devastation for PS4. Is Transformers Devastation that one Darren was playing back a while ago?
Yeah, it's not the good one. Oh no, it is a good one. It's a good one. It is a good one.
Been good. Like,
no,
getting you to a bit on the roll.
Yeah, the first, not that one. The one before was a bit of a disappointment because they didn't move on enough, and then this one they completely went. This is the platinum one, right? Am I imagining?
I can't remember if this is the platform one or whether that's like Fall of Cybertron or whatever it is.
I have played Fall of Cybertron. Should know.
I'm Transformers buff, so I can't remember.
I thought it was the...
What's it called again? Transformers?
Destruction.
Transformers. It's this Platinum game one. Transformers Devastation. Platinum game one.
So this one is the one changed the formula and is meant to be really good because that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game didn't get as much praise, but this got quite a bit of with its art. Its art style was the big standout thing, wasn't it? The big hack and slash, and the art style was kind of eye-catching.
Yeah. So they're both PS4.
It's more the thing.
And we have...
I mean, I like the other Transformers. I'm just saying, Fall of Cybertron wasn't as good as the one before it, but it was still all right. I'm defending Transformer games here, all right?
Transformers, then you do that.
I will.
So we also have
coming up later.
Mad Riders and From Dust on the PS3. Mad Riders is an adrenaline-fueled off-road arcade racing game that will let you perform aerial stunts and race over 45 stunning tracks from all over the world at breathtaking speeds. Sounds a bit like Trials to me.
Man, I've not played Motorstorm in a while.
I never thought about that. It looks a lot like Trials, but with a mixture
of 2D.
But a mixture of Motorstorm. A lot of the screenshots show it like side on, like 2D, but then a few of them actually show it like head on and from behind. So I don't actually know what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, that's free. And From Dust is a unique modern god game where nature is the star.
Oh god, I remember From Dust.
Yeah. So you don't.
The one where you can't walk. It's the one where people can't walk through puddles because they might drown in the puddle.
Ah, yes. So it's one about safety.
Yeah.
The safety game. So that's the two PS3 ones, and on the PlayStation Vita we get Code, Realize Guardian of Rebirth, and actual sunlight, also known as going outside with your Vita. So Code Guardian of Rebirth
It's a visual novel.
It is, yeah. Thanks, Laser. I don't know anything else about that. Do you want to take
it's
it?
apparently pretty good. I can't remember if it's one of the visual novels I bought in the past sale, but apparently the Vita does pretty well for visual novels. So yeah, if you want another cool visual novel to your library, read Co-Realize.
I might give this one a go, just because it's free. It's got, I'm just looking at on the store, it's got 127 ratings, it's got an average of 5 stars, and it's still £30 on the store.
Let me look on the actual competent VN review database.
I'm just going based on the store, because whatever. But the other game is Actual Sunlight. I don't even know what this is. Actual Sunlight challenges you to confront the life of Evan Winter, an overweight, lonely, and severely depressed young professional. What?
7.72, not bad.
I think it's like a text-based adventure game.
I've never even heard of Actual Sunlight, so...
I'm trying to work it out reading this stuff, but I don't really get it. It says, fear the words, not the reading, presented almost entirely in text. A mixture of sharp observation and pitch-black humour captures your interest from provocative beginning to shattering conclusion. We'll go with that.
You were eaten by a group.
We'll go with that. So that's the PlayStation Plus games. There's some decent ones there. I can name. Name.
Certainly for PS4 owners, it's the best month they've had.
Yeah.
Full stop.
It is actually. I mean, I know Transformers you wouldn't class as a AAA game, but it is a very.
It was
good,
a game
a
that
very
had
good
a
retail game.
A very good retail game.
Yeah, good reviews, probably sold well enough.
Yeah, and then obviously you get the Resident Evil remake, which is probably one of the best games you can probably give away. Especially in October for Halloween. Let's not talk about Knack.
Knack will never. The day Knack goes on PS Plus is the day everyone's bought it. Everyone will suddenly rush to the shops because it's £2.
The day Knack goes on PS Plus is the day Knack 2 is really announced.
I thought he was going to go is the day the PS5 comes out.
Well, they might do that as well. So that's the PlayStation Plus games for October, and that is the news. So we'll have a quick look at some of the releases coming out this week before we move on to the topic of the week. I have 5 games on my list of games coming out this week, and we'll start with Paper Mario Color Splash. Slazo, take it away.
Yay! Remember Sticker Star? Remember how fun Sticker Star was? No, of course you don't, because it wasn't.
I think you're giving this game over to the wrong person to advertise here.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that as well.
I am not that excited for Color Splash, but hey, maybe reviews will be cool. It depends on the writing, really, because the writing in Sticker Star sucked, and obviously the combat was pointless. So, I'm not sure how far they tried to fix it in Color Splash, but I know a lot of preview impressions weren't great.
I've not played a Paper Mario game since Thousand Year Door.
That's fine.
I think.
You still think it's great?
Super Paper Mario was great as well, but yeah, the first 3 Paper Marios were great, and then it hasn't quite lived up to it afterwards.
Fair enough. The next game is Mario Party Star Rush, which is the 3DS Mario Party.
Yep. I have no clue.
Again, I don't really have any clue about this. It's Mario Party, it's on the 3DS.
I don't know which version of Mario Party we're at now. Is this the one where they all ride together? Is this mini games? I don't know.
Let's have a quick look. Let's go on the Nintendo.
There's so many of them. Who keeps buying them?
There's no time to wait in Mario Party Star Rush, only for Nintendo 3DS family systems. Packed with mini-games and loads of new modes, including the frantic Toad Scramble, there's something for everybody to enjoy. In some of these modes, everybody makes their move at the same time, so the fun is faster than ever.
I liked Mario Party games, right? And I would actually buy one if they gave me online multiplayer. But do they give me online multiplayer? No. No, they don't.
Actually...
I don't know if online multiplayer would work.
I don't think they do.
Mario Party.
I mean, I used to play
local play.
Yeah, with people. I mean, I think it would work. You play mini games, you go around a board game. I mean, Uno works as an online game, so. And Monopoly's on. Isn't it Monopoly?
Uno is turn-based. That's not so bad.
I mean, you're turn-based on the board, and then you have a mini game altogether. But that's what some of the mini games you could easily do.
I think you could easily get a Mario Party game online.
You could, but would it be the same experience?
But they haven't even tried, Slazer. At this point, what number are we on now? Because they don't number them anymore. It's so hard.
10 was the last one on the Wii U, I think.
What they numbered.
Yeah.
And then...
It's at least 12.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, come on, it's 2016. I just feel like when you got a game like this, a party game and stuff like that, I think you should at least try it online. If they tried it and failed, I'd be like, fine, look, it was a bad idea, didn't have the same feeling. Thank you for giving me the option and the choice. You took my money on that one. I honestly realised...
I'm kind of with Laura. They've got nothing to lose, really.
They're willing to change the formula and make, everyone turns at the same, moves at the same time. Like, no!
That's because people spent years complaining it was too slow.
Yeah, I get that, and I mean that's a nice way to try and change the formula, but I just think a bigger revolutionary move would be online play. I mean, we got that Mario Sports title, that's going online. I'm just saying.
Sports game.
I don't care, Slazo.
I think it's worth giving it a go because, again, like I said, they've got nothing to lose, and if it goes well, then Nintendo.
They have because they've got servers and other costs associated.
Depends how they do it, though. They could just do it P2P. Instead of through servers, a bit like what COD 4 was back in the day.
It's like still infinitely more cost to do things online than there is off.
Yeah, but they may as well give it a go. It's all about the future, Slazo. Stop living in the past with Nintendo.
I'm not living in the past. I think there are plenty of games where online makes sense. I feel a party game makes more sense to have offline play.
Fair enough, but I disagree. But anyway, it's an argument for another time. The next game is World Rally Championship 6. It's a racing game. You drive rally cars. It's the 6th installment of the series. It's out on Xbox One, PS4, and I think PC.
I'm surprised it's still going. I thought Dirt killed it off once and for all.
To be honest, I forgot about that as well. I think I'm just going to quickly Google this. I'm sure it only got announced in July.
Today.
I'm sure it only got announced like not that long ago.
I can't remember. It just seems weird for me because I'm so used to going like, Colin the Crab. Oh, wait.
Colin the Crab?
What?
Well, I honestly thought you were going with that the way you said. Colin the Crab. I know what you were going to say.
It's not been gone that long, Jesus.
Yeah,
no, too long.
Yeah, it literally got revealed in July.
Well, there you go.
But apparently there was one last year as well.
Wow.
Which I didn't know about. Yeah, it's a racing game. It's rally racing. It's on consoles and yeah, rally racing. The next game is Ride 2, which is a sequel to Ride, surprisingly. And
I remember this game. Yes.
Really?
I do. I remember it. I don't remember much about it. I just remember it.
So it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One. I don't really know much about the game. Game info. Let's have a look on that website.
You race things.
You race motorcycles.
Ah.
Welcome to the Temple of Motorcycles, the only digital garage that will allow you to discover, transform and test the world's fastest, most iconic and original vehicles. Ride 2 will include the tracks of the wildest and most exciting races of all time: country, city, GP, road, motard and drag race. Challenge the toughest types of roads and leave a slipstream at every squeal of tyres.
Country is my favourite track.
I love country. There's over 200 bike models. There's 30 different tracks, 18 of the world's most important motorcycle manufacturers, 1,200 customizable parts, 600 different liveries. There's social features. It's got bikes that go fast and tracks that you go broom broom round, and it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox One.
Great. I already own Drive Club bikes, so I'm good.
Yeah. I'm saving the least worst till last. Is a game called Mafia 3.
Oh, cool.
Mafia 3 is doing a lot of big stuff, Squiggy, and you need to bow down to its reign of terror that's going to emerge.
I mean, I haven't seen a single advertisement for it.
It's constantly advertising during the football today. It's
I was going to say.
Is it a TV advert?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I must admit, it did look pretty good. It's painful to say that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they're going really big with it. Mafia 2 kind of built up a bit of a fan base because the story delivered, and it was, I mean, especially when GTA doesn't really go
to during GTA's off year.
No, I don't think it was. It may have been, around that time. The other one was just coming out. But basically, Mafia 2 showed what you can do if you care about the characters and create an emotional story, but also have the crime element. Like, they really went, and you got, like, you even went to jail in it, and they mixed it up, and it was kind of really cool, like, as a story. And it was kind of average gameplay wise. You know, it had some neat little things like you had to drive to the speed limit, and the police would kind of be like, "Dude, you're speeding down the road. I'm gonna chase you down and try to give you a ticket and arrest you," sort of thing, which was nice. But that's not in Mafia 3. But Mafia 3 looks like it's gone. Look, we know how to deliver a story. Now we're going to do the big open world. We're going to gameplay. We're going to try some interesting things, and if it pulls it off,
was Mafia 2 open world?
It was, but I mean,
Okay.
it was kind of a small. Fine. It's not.
The point is more as long as it's not open world for the sake of open world.
Oh no! But it works as open world. I mean, there's stuff like you can commit crimes and you make money. There's classic side missions and just walking down the street.
Just murdering someone as you.
Yeah, I mean, Mafia 2. Mafia 2, yeah. I swear had it, but I going blank. I know Mafia 3 definitely has it because maybe it was another game, not Mafia 2. But as Mafia 3 has it, I'm assuming it has the bit where if there's a witness to your crime, they all start to phone the police. So you got to get to them to hang up the phone, or then the police are on you. Even though you might have gotten away with it. Like that dude will run to his phone because obviously it's set in an era where there wasn't mobiles before. You're like, what? But
set in
they got yeah, that's Mafia 3. Yeah, Mafia 2 was earlier.
I'm just thinking of Hitman, where it's like the easiest way to win, no witnesses.
Yeah, I mean that's the aim of the game. But then there was I can't remember who was playing it, but there was a video clip of basically this man and it looked like a husband and wife walking down the street. They see you murder someone, and the husband's like, "I'm calling the police," and goes running off. So you chase down after him, and then the wife's horrified after she sees you batter. The husband is like, "I'm calling the police," and actually successfully makes the call because you run too far. And it's like, oh no!
I like how they both weren't. Let's call the police.
I know. She went off in the other direction to another phone box. It was like, oh no. But yeah, I think this could be one of the less big hit. I mean, it's still a big name, Mafia 3, but I don't think it has the same at the moment. The same power as a Gears of War coming out. That same sort of thing. So if this gets really good reviews, I think this is going to be proving it.
It might be maybe one of those games that'll
bit of a dark horse.
I think it's going to Don't take this the wrong way. I think it's going to review quite well from what I've seen, but I don't think it's going to sell as well as what the reviews might make people think it will, and I think it might be discounted, which is a shame because it does look really good from what I've seen of it, and it is one that I am quite interested in. But the reason I'm not basically picking it up day one is that I think it will drop in price, especially with...
Are you saying it won't sell because of the competition? Because I was going to say Mafia 2 sold quite well.
I'm going because of the competition coming out. You've got Gears a week later, Titanfall 2 weeks later, Battlefield a couple of weeks later after that. And stuff
I get you. I just wouldn't put them in the same competition though. Yeah. I think sales might be pleasantly surprised because same one. I think the only one I would be worried about, because I keep forgetting it, I think Watch Dogs 2 did not expect Mafia 3 to get as much hype. That open world one. I think Watch Dogs 2 might suffer in Mafia 3's shadow, depending on reviews. That's my tip there. I think it might work against... I think it might be Mafia 3 that comes out champion, because at the moment, if you want an open world game, first one with the big hype, it's Mafia 3. I think you could buy a Mafia 3 and buy Gears, and you've got two different types of games, for example. I wouldn't say... I think the majority of people think like that, and I do know a lot of people picking this up. So I hope for your sake it drops in price, because I'd love to see you... I
do want to play it. I am very tempted by it.
But if it doesn't, I wouldn't bank on it dropping in price. If it reviews terribly, then sure, you know what I mean. But I don't. I'm sure
Mafia 2 dropped quite quickly as well, because I'm positive I picked that up when it was about £25, not that long after release.
I waited a year and a half to get it cheap. So
fair enough. You weren't committed.
No, I think I want to say they did a re-release because it sold so many copies, or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, it does look good from what I've seen. The location looks really interesting, being in sort of New Orleans, pretty much. I'm interested by it, but I'm just going to hang on for a little bit.
To be fair, you're way more into the shooters this year than me.
Yeah.
So that's where my money's gone to Mafia 3. That's more... Yeah. I would say that's more my type of game, and I was very invested in Mafia 2. But you've got to pick between giving up a COD or a Battlefield or something that's proven to you.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do that. As much as I like the look of it, I'm not.
If this gets a 10 out of 10, you know what kind of game COD is. You know that's a game you can pick up and play. Yeah. You know that's a game that's going to deliver to you.
No, but if this gets good reviews, then people might pick it up maybe after Christmas a bit more if it gets good reviews.
Christmas, because I mean sometimes around that November you get that gift for someone, isn't it? It's something you can. Yeah. Oh, that's their sort of game. Mafia.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how the sales for sort of maybe the first week, and see how they compare to Mafia 2. Maybe I think they'll be up on Mafia 2. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know obviously you're day one, aren't you?
I am day one. It was that and FIFA for me, and then everything else is Christmas. Which is really annoying me because the Gears will be coming and going away for Christmas, and I'm not gonna lie, it's very painful to do.
Yeah, because you like Gears as well, don't you?
I always said I'd buy an Xbox One for Gears. It turned out the Xbox One got me earlier for other great titles, but that was always like, when Gears comes out, I must have a Xbox One.
Fair enough. So anyway, that's the games coming out this week of note. Before we move on to the topic of the week, we'll plug a few things because we like to plug shizzle. So Laura has a review up of Virginia. Got to get that name right. That could be awkward. Yeah, check that out. That's on our website, retroremastered.com. Slazer, have you got any shizzle?
By the time this podcast goes live, my impressions on Dead by Daylight and Evolve Stage 2 should be up.
Oh, I am excited to read your Dead by Daylight stuff.
Cool.
Not bothered about Evolve, but Dead by Daylight.
They're both interesting alternatives in, like, I don't want to say the Left 4 Dead genre, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because there's a lot of parallels between them all, so, yeah.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight looks really fun from, like, the videos I've seen of it. It's just one of those games I've never got round to picking up and playing. Basically, I don't have people to pick it up and play it with.
Yeah, like I won't spoil what I say in the article, but I think for both of them I conclude they're better with friends.
Yeah.
Like Dead by Daylight you can probably get away.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight and Left 4 Dead you can get away more with being as a single person. Evolve you really do need friends to make stuff happen.
Yeah. What have I got anything? There'll be some videos going up on YouTube of my F1 season. It's still going.
Oh, it's emotional, your season. I can't wait for your Monaco race.
Oh, that's ready.
I can't wait.
That'll be live by the time this podcast goes live, and I just want to apologise in advance. Oh, do you know what? I retired from the race. I'm not gonna lie. I retired from it. I hit the wall too many times. I got too many drive-through penalties. I damaged the car beyond repair, and I retired from the race. That is how badly Monaco went for me, and I apologise for that. Anyone who's watching who likes the Monaco Grand Prix, watch another video of someone better. But Canada, I've done Canada as well.
Watch the actual Grand Prix.
Yeah. It's quite interesting because I said literally during like my intro to the race that it's a really tough circuit to overtake on.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's not when I'm being overtaken. But when I'm trying to overtake people, it's very difficult and involves in some crashes and some front wings going missing and stuff like that. But yeah, check that out. Is there anything else? Me and Laura played FIFA over at my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Jodie Squires.
Daniel Barber has put up his latest article at this point that's about the Sonic Boom Fire and Ice first impressions.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, that's live. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, let's be honest, why buy a Sonic game before reading about it? Because that is a franchise that definitely needs checking before you buy, because it's such a mixed bag.
I've not read his impressions, but I have heard from a few other people that it's actually on the 3DS. It's pretty good. A pretty good game.
As someone who's read his impressions, I can tell you that basically he puts it down as the best Sonic Boom game that they've done so far. So.
I mean, that's not much of a high.
I mean, it isn't. He did say the others, like, he couldn't even play the others more than an hour and a half without feeling a bit sick. Like, why am I doing this to myself? So, I mean, but an improvement's an improvement. So,
yep, pretty much.
Go check that out, them first impressions.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, that goes up, yes.
This Friday will be the first one?
The first lot of our Friday 5. So, from this week onwards, the 7th of October, every Friday, we're going to have basically it's a 5 things.
5 day, yeah. I'm the only one who makes this joke, so you can tell when I write articles.
Yeah, so Friday 5s, every Friday we'll put something up, maybe 5 franchises that belong in a certain game, 5 memorable bosses from certain games, 5 broken mechanics in other games.
5 reasons why the dildo is the best weapon.
No, it's not! You listen to him!
Stuff like that, yeah. Also, without tempting fate, hopefully, I'm going to get a go of PlayStation VR this week. and I might do a little impressions on that as well. Hopefully, I'm still trying to work that one out, but we'll see. We'll see what we can get.
Were you mugging for it?
That's for me to know.
Okay.
But I need to stop the person from phoning the police on the the phone,
right,
to get to them and let them hang up.
Got it. So you better play Mafia 3 first to get some practice in.
But hopefully there might be something on that. It depends if I can get in to get that slot. I'll have to blag my way in. Anyway, is there anything else to plug before we quickly move on?
Nope.
Nothing that'll be coming out this week.
Nope. Perfect. So move on to our topic of the week. So every week, one of us illustrious 3 lovely members of this podcast, and Laura.
Wait, you said...
Yeah, you got to work out who the other person is.
Woo!
So we all gather around. Obviously, we discuss the news and stuff, and then at one point, someone brings a topic to the table, airwaves, podcast waves, there to discuss.
Chat. To the party chat.
To podcast about. So this one has come from Laura, and Laura wants to talk about how important are first impressions of video games. So, for example, seeing a game running poorly at E3, and would that sway your decision to buy or not buy a game? And then obviously again, vice versa, if it was running really well and looked amazing at E3, would you want to buy it or not buy it? So, anyone?
Very and not very.
No, I mean, I think it's more the fact is whether the first impression is enough for you. Like, if you saw the latest... I'm naming games here. If you saw the latest... Say the first time they unveiled Uncharted 4 and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Whether you just would turn off to any more info on that one impression. Because you could end up missing... You know how some games look poor first sighting? There has been loads of examples. Maybe... Not. I don't want to say Drive Club. It had the opposite impression on me. I want to say... Well, I don't want to say that because actually that's the thing.
There's one interesting one actually that springs out of me. It's Far Cry Primal. So...
Yeah, there you go.
So that was shown. And I love Far Cry games, or loved them anyway. And Far Cry Primal was shown. It just didn't look that good. And I've not played it since. I've sort of thought about picking it up, but then I've been like... It didn't look that good. But apparently, from what I've heard, it's been the best-selling Far Cry game.
And you'd say it's best-selling because it's literally one of the only Far Cry games I've ever seen keep its price. I mean, seriously, that game is still
it's
retail.
So there's one of them where my first impression was, no, not a fan of it, and I've sort of skipped over it, but it looks like it is one of the best Far Cry games for Ubisoft, which is a bit strange.
That's the thing, though. You kind of dismiss it, so you just kind of follow on with it.
Yeah.
If you saw it, got impression, like, oh, that's not for me, and you don't care what anyone says. You're like, I've seen it. I'm not going back again, especially if it's a very bad impression.
Yeah.
I mean, let's take it for example. I doubt this is going to be true, but that awful VR game we had to sit through it for Ubisoft at E3.
Eagle Flight.
That
made me cancel my PlayStation VR pre-order.
Yeah, and now imagine if that comes out to great reviews.
That looked cool.
That looked awful.
Slazo, what the hell?
It looked fine. I liked it.
No. I was not a fan.
I thought it was something cool and different.
It reminded me of the minigame
compared
from
to
Diddy
all of
Kong
these.
Racing.
It's like you're a person. Oh, like no, that looked actually different.
It just reminded me of Diddy Kong Racing minigame, and I was like, if I want to play that, I'll play it on Diddy Kong Racing. But that basically seeing that made me cancel my VR pre-order because I thought that's how companies were going to be heading towards with the VR sort of thing. But yeah, I'm willing to be proved wrong by it. It could come out to be a massive success, and I'll be like, yep, I was wrong. But I don't think I'm going to be.
I'm not saying you are, but that is the type of game that was a horror fight. It was a scarring, mentally, I can remember cringing watching that.
Yeah.
So...
But then there was one. Remember Wii Music when Miyamoto took the stage with
my
Wiimote
God.
and the orchestra behind
Why
him.
would you remind me?
Now, how cool did that look though?
No,
But
because it
did.
was the shit icing on the shit cake that was Nintendo's E3 that year.
That looked,
Okay,
that looked
Slazo's
really
just
good.
odd.
That
I enjoyed
E3
A lot
that
of
year was
people-
Nintendo's worst year they'd pretty much pitched ever.
But it was
A lot
fun
of
watching him
people-
come out in his little coattails and everything.
I
pretend he
don't
was coming in the
care.
orchestra.
I don't give a damn if you're in a nice suit.
But no, but that.
What's that have to do with the game?
But stuff like that sort of was their way to
It
try and
looked
sell
like
you
you
one
wiggle
again.
your Wiimote a bit, and this
And
was
it
in the
turned
era
out
of
you did
Guitar
wiggle your
Hero.
Wiimote. But it looked quite. I thought that looked quite cool. And then, basically, my point is that it looked really good there. And then was it later on in the conference, or was that the next year where they had the mental drummer
That's how
guy?
they ended it.
And then that drummer guy put me off that for life. So one year I was like, "Yep, I'm buying this." The next year I was like, "Nope, no chance. It's just stuff like that. But yeah, I think first impressions are really important. Because obviously, why would you follow a game through if it looked awful to start with?
I guess it depends how bad the first impression is, though. Because there is certain games where I feel like I'm going to say this to you, Squee, is you want a Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Solid game or something like that to be good. Like, there is no... You want it anyway. So sometimes you're going to look for the positives from something, even if it looks terrible at first sight. You'll be like, no, see, that was good. They just build on it. So I think it actually depends on the scale of impression here. You know, as in, if it looks broken... That's got to be put. That's Well, I'm thinking something like Connect. I'm looking at you, Connect. Yeah. Milo.
Well, I tried with Metal Gear Solid. What's it called?
Survive.
I tried to sort of try and think of positives from that because I thought it looked awful, and I just couldn't. And I won't be buying that based on my first impression of it. And then the more that I've seen of it, the more I'm like, yep, good choice. All they've done is reuse environments from Metal Gear Solid 5, but in a different universe to sort of get away with it, and that's basically what I thought from my first impression of it was that's what it was, and it looks like I'm not wrong. So that's sort of straight away that swayed me to not buy it. But then Metal Gear Solid 5, because of how awesome that looked, I remember the release trailers, the E3
you were
trailers.
Hype. You were so hype.
I was out of the window with hype.
You were like a kid on a sugar rush.
Yeah. And then...
I don't recall ever getting excited over a Metal Gear trailer.
I mean...
They all just look various
You don't understand
degrees of the same.
You don't understand him, man!
It's like, look, it's a giant thing that makes cow noises and goes...
You
kills
don't understand,
people.
Slazer.
Like,
You don't...
right.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about all these Metal Gear Solid epic trailers.
The music,
all the E3
sure,
ones.
I'll give you the music, but the actual visuals are just...
All the E3 trailers for Metal Gear Solid games, for me, have been epic, and they're the ones that have persuaded me they're the ones that have basically nailed on my decision to buy Metal Gear Solid day one, and then I might have regretted that on Metal Gear Solid 5, but that's not the point. But I can't really think of any other things that I've been swayed by. But I do, but then again, if say Uncharted 4 looked awful at its first E3 showing, that's not going to put me off because I know how good.
It did crash.
Yeah, it did, didn't it, actually? Yeah. But that didn't put me off.
That's the thing, though. That doesn't put me off. Like, crashes don't put me off because that's something that can easily be fixed. Like,
yeah.
I know you're going to fix that. But if the game just doesn't look fun, then I'm not down for it. Yeah, but then again, like, a good first impression can ensure I buy a game because No Man's Sky left such an impression on me when I first saw it. I was like, buying this, don't care. I want to play this.
How do you feel about that now?
As I said,
Same
like,
as me.
while the game isn't great, I don't regret buying it.
Squeeze regrets buying it, you can tell, can't you?
A, I wanted to support it, and B, I was interested in seeing what it was actually like in the end. So I would have been more annoyed at myself for not buying it and constantly be going, oh, maybe I'll have found it fun, maybe I would have done.
No, not for me. I bought it. I bought it based on what I saw, and I was very disappointed.
Right.
What did you think of No Man's Sky, Laura, actually? I'm just interested in what you thought of it when you first saw it.
I was a bit bored. When I first saw it, this just makes me sound really cynical. I was a bit bored of it. I just, honestly, you remember those free space exploration games you used to get on the PC? I can't even remember what PC, but you basically you just sat in a pod and you just, the thing, it was just, you move around the stars. It may have been, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I had it on a PC. It was free. It was built in. But I kind of never believed that it could do what it said to some degree. Like, the whole explore, I just thought, oh, that'll get boring, or it just reminded me of that game, and I had no interest. If it showed me more stuff to do on the planets, then I may have been hooked in. But from what I saw without really looking for it, I just thought, meh, I just thought it wasn't for me, to be honest.
I just saw it as Minecraft in space.
See, I never saw it on that grand a scale, because Minecraft to me is, like, grand. It probably isn't.
How is No Man's Sky not?
No, but I get the idea's grand, but it didn't look grand. Like, the idea, when they were saying things, but when I saw footage of it, I just didn't look at it and think, oh my god, I could spend hours on this game.
Yeah, No Man's Sky for me, I was like, the first show of it was like, oh, this looks really awesome, and I sort of didn't really look at much from then on, because I was like, I don't really want much spoiled for us, and then I bought it, and I wish I had carried on watching it in case it had changed, because I wasn't impressed by it. But that's an example of a good show and swaying me to buy a game, but then me being disappointed by it. But yeah, I think that's the thing. Like a game that looks amazing at E3 could equal a lot of sales, and then it could be absolutely awful. Shit on a stick, as No Man's Sky was. No offense. Yeah, has anyone else got any other examples, or should we just move on? I'm trying to think of the ones that looked like amazing and then turned out disappointing.
Well, there's probably a lot of them.
The Division on its first showing, I'd give it that.
Watch Dogs on its
Rainbow
first
Six.
showing.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. Assassin's
Rainbow
Creed.
Rainbow Six
Pretty
in its
much
first
every
release.
Ubisoft
I was about to
game
say,
they
basically,
enter.
Ubisoft are really good at hyping up their games at E3.
At E3, they sell me the world. I honestly would actually, if they had a pre-order, if I had loads of money and they were like, pre-order these now and they
And
come
you
out
get
next week.
this, and this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or something like that. I would instantly be like, order,
Yeah.
and then I'd have these games and I'd be like,
You just have Aisha whisper in your ear, and you're like, yep, this is great, this is amazing.
say whatever you want.
Guys,
So.
buy this, guys. Yeah, no problem. I've got it. I'm
Yeah.
pre-order. Yeah.
I'd have like games like Steep or whatever it's called. Steep? Is it Steep?
Steep. No. Steep looked awful.
Wank.
Yeah,
No,
Steep was
but
the worst.
That was their worst presentation. But if they went bigger with it, I reckon they probably could have done a presentation that made me go, yes, because that's
Showed
a
a
good
guy
stuff.
dying horribly at every few
That
seconds.
was, to be fair, that was the
hilarious.
interesting thing about that. I want to see if I can do that in the real game. Smash someone off a mountain and see
I
what
was
happens.
like, this is horrifying. He's dead.
But I think
He's
Ubisoft,
dead.
Ubisoft seem to be the masters of showing off games, like showing off the best parts of games or like some of the best aspects of games, and then them not delivering. But then saying that, a lot of them do deliver as well. They're sort of, do you know what I mean? Like,
They deliver, just not to the standard you might be
I
expecting.
think I think phrases eventually deliver because Rainbow Six now gets all this praise about being the best
Rainbow
multiplayer
Six,
shooter
it's
on
one
the
of the best
market.
multiplayer. Yeah.
But in the beta was so bad, it put me right off a franchise.
But I
loved.
remember watching the first E3 showing of that, and it looked awesome. Same with Ghost Recon Wildlands, that looked awesome on the first showing, and it looked decent last time we saw it at E3 as well.
But usually it goes down. Squiggy's progression of
But it's one of them where, like, it's weird for me with Ubisoft that I buy a lot of their games based on the first time you see them at E3. Like, do you remember the first time you saw The Division at E3?
I do, and that's probably why.
That looked amazing, and then
It looked fun, but I was like, what's the game?
yeah, but
that was always my woe with
into the
Division.
hype
That was
machine.
nothing. I didn't care what the game is. I played games that aren't games. See my Virginia review for more. It's not something that comes into my
So
train
glad
of
you
thought.
didn't say that wrong there.
I didn't have a problem with it.
But I can
Squiggy.
make an educated guess, like, from a minute of Virginia, what it's about. Whereas The Division, the first time you saw it, I was like, so is it like Destiny? Is it an MMO? Is it a group shooter? What is it?
Yeah, it's still a decent game to be fair, but I don't think it's lived up to the hype that was first sort of
No.
given. But yeah, anyway, that is our topic of the week. If you've got any sort of suggestions, or if you want to add anything to that, either leave a comment below on YouTube or tweet us at Retro Remastered. Or can you leave comments on the podcast? I think you can. I'm not actually sure. You can.
You can.
You can.
I've done so on our iTunes page. If you do it via iTunes, and these are going up on YouTube, so comments there as well.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on to our last segment of the show, and it is
I'm
the top
thrilled.
50.
I'm thrilled.
And so last week on our 50th episode, so there's a nominated Final Fantasy VII,
I did.
which is long overdue in our top 50. So let's see what game Laura has to put into the top 50. Take it away, Laura.
Right, this is going to be short and sweet because I did not realise before today's podcast that it was me, and I tried to lie and say it was Squee's turn to get out of it because desperate times, desperate measures, and the last time I was this desperate, I tried to put in wave race successfully.
It's now 1080 snowboarding.
And yeah,
Snowball
whose
Kids.
fault is that?
Right,
Shut up, Trevor.
I'm nominating a game from 2012, which is weird based on what we just talked about. I'm nominating Journey because
Why, Laura? Why? What was your favourite part of Journey?
well, it's more Journey. I won't say it's a favourite
Is
part.
it more about the journey?
it is actually about the journey. I was going to say it's more about the experience. As in, I think Journey was one of the few games to get the balance right between captivating a player and like to enough that they feel involved in the game without making them feel like they're watching a movie and are not really a part of it. Which, once again, see Virginia review. I'm just saying. But I think Destiny? Sorry. That's just throwing me off. I think Journey had one of the best soundtracks ever. I mean, you two are very big for your soundtracks. I know that. I'm not, but Journey's was good enough that I actually have listened to it independently, which is weird for me. The art style Journey, I generally think it was one of the first games, to some degree, and definitely, I would argue, I'm going to say the best game, to deliver something that wasn't overly, like, put in, like, I will say overly gamey, but that sounds weird, but it's basically creates such a great experience and such a thing that you feel better for having played it. It's like watching a really good movie, but the next level of that. And I just think with its amazing art style, its amazing soundtrack, and the fact there's been demand for it to be released on Steam, and it's on PS Plus, and it's probably the most exciting PS Plus release in ages, or long time coming. And people buy this on multiple formats. I think that's for a good reason. I think it's a 10 out of a 10 game. I think it has a place in the industry, and I think it's inspired so many more games. That I'm not even looking at you, Virginia, now. I'm looking at like everyone's on the Rapture and everything. I just think it has a place for being something unique and something that probably, unfortunately, has created a lot of games that have tried and come off terrible in its shadow. There you go. That's all I got for Journey pitch. It's quite a short game.
So. Yeah, it's only about 2 to 3 hours long, isn't it? But
yeah, experience, people.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I've not played it. I have it because I got it on PS Plus when it was free. I've just not played it because I didn't realise it was 2 to 3 hours long. I thought it was a lot longer, so I was like,
I think it's called Journey. That is kind of the... Well, sorry, I minus points for the misleading parts. The misleading name.
It does... The art style is beautiful. The soundtrack is really good from the parts that I've heard. Because I've seen it performed... I think I've seen it perform in video games live, actually.
I imagine it would be.
Yeah.
You would have done.
And it just sounds so good. Obviously, the art style is really nice, and I'm basing this on sort of reviews that I've seen as well, and it doesn't get lower than a 9 out of 10, I don't think. So yeah, and obviously you can see a lot of people want a PC release, so yeah, I think it's a very good game from what I've heard.
I think it stands out from the crowd is the big thing.
Yeah,
like it's special. I don't know. This is weird because I know what type of games you like, and I think you possibly will like it. But then I can see it being that you respect it but don't like it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
I'll play.
Yeah.
I will get around to playing it eventually. But like I said, I'm still waiting to play Resident Evil 7.
Woo woo.
Slazo, do you want to?
I mean, to play devil's advocate, do you think a walking simulator deserves to be in the top 50? It's less game than anything else we have in that list.
It is less game than anything, but it's
at the end of the day, 64's in there. Heavy Rain's in there.
That's still a game. That's still a Heavy Rain for all its flaws.
Shut your mouth.
It's still a game.
Right, but at the end of the day, to me, it's still a game. I know you can argue how, like I said, it's not the most gamey of game, but at the end of the day, it's a type of game, and it's the best of its kind, in my opinion. So I think acknowledging there's a place for it is, and it was when it first did it, and it was just the only one that, and you know what I mean, it stood out in front of that stuff, and at the end, I just think it deserves a place because you wouldn't rule out a certain, like, oh, we can't have any racing games because, they're just racing games. How hard is it to make a good racing game? I'm sure you're going to name a bad racing game now, and it's not Wave Race 64 before you make that gag.
Big Rigs. Big Rigs.
But, nice. But I just think at the end of the day, I'm not saying you should flood. I mean, because a lot of these type of games are highly rated because it's hard to rate them. You never know. Like, it's Virginia. I've seen Virginia given 10s, and then I've given it like a 6, and then someone gave it a 2. So, but at the end of the day, I think this is the one that put it out mainstream and did everything well. And it may not be a thing, but it did create the idea that a game could be more than a game by not being overly...
By
active.
Not being a game.
Yeah, I know, but it is still a game, but as in it's a different way, it's a different type of game. I still count it as a game, it's just a different type of game. One that provides an experience rather than necessarily you tapping buttons.
I think, like, I know what you said there about a walking simulator, but I think from what I've read...
It's a bit more than that.
Based on the premise of the game, that it is a walking simulator, but it's a little bit more than a walking simulator, and I think that's where the name Journey comes from as well. I honestly don't know loads about this game, but from what I know is that do a lot of other like random people join your game as well?
Yeah, there's other players.
Yeah,
well,
and but you can see them and they can help you through parts of the game, can't they, as well?
Yeah, they're temporarily connected. You can't communicate with them. There's just
and then it's like when they're out of sight, they're gone.
Yeah, so that's to me that sounds innovative and something completely different.
I think that's I would generally call Journey overall. In fairness to it,
yeah, and I mean for me, I think I do think there's a place for a walking simulator on the top 50, provided it isn't just let's walk from here to there.
Yeah, it's a straight up. It's not the most walkiest of walking simulators ever.
You were going to say
there is content. The walkiest of walking simulators. When is a walking simulator not a walking simulator? When it's Journey.
Yeah.
When it's a running simulator.
But then when you Mirror's Edge.
When it's a swimming simulator. Absolutely.
But I just like looking at some of the awards that it's won as well. I think that is pretty impressive. So I'm just going to go real one-off from the Game Developers' Choice Awards. Have no idea what they are, whether they're very big or not.
Isn't that GDC?
Yes, but don't shut up. So it won Best Audio, Best Game Design, Best Visual Arts, Best Downloadable Game, the Innovation Award, and Game of the Year. So, yeah, I can get by with that. It does get good reviews everywhere, but I sort of see what you mean, Slazer, as well.
I think not everyone can acknowledge what it means. I think, but the fact that it was like the one that did it before, then everyone decided it was a great idea to do a walking simulator and really push it. I'm once again looking at Virginia. I just can't stop looking at it.
Please don't look there.
That's not what that means.
Should we go to a vote?
I'm ready to vote.
Slazer?
I mean, I just said the walking simulator stuff as a devil's advocate. Heck yes, Journey deserves a place in the top 50.
Yeah,
it's the king of its genre, so yes.
Yeah. I thought you would, Slazer, because I like at first I was like I'm not sure, and then when you didn't argue with some of the stuff that I said after that, I was like,
I was agreeing with everything you said.
Yeah. That's good. I've not played it as well, and I put in a good pitch, better than Laura's pitch. And I'm not
no, it was not better than my pitch. Stop it.
So it's a yes from you,
Get
as well,
out
Laura.
of town.
Obviously,
yeah.
And it's a yes from me.
Woohoo!
So, yeah.
Last minute game comes to mind, so take the 3 yeses.
Yeah. So that was a Journey. So Journey has made it on to the top 50 list. How many games have we got on there now, Slazer?
That is number 39.
Number 39. So there's 11 more places to fill.
I'm struggling. I couldn't name 50 games that I think were top 50 worthy. That's just depressing. And I'm not even coming up with them all by myself, so it's like I can't think of 10 games that are... Oh, that's terrible. At least I got Journey,
don't worry, Screegy's turn next time.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I might be
He's
away.
already put the Metal Gear games in, so we're fine.
Might be away next week. So this has been episode 51 of the Party Chat podcast. Remember, you can find us on Twitter at Retro Remastered. You can find me on Twitter at Geordie Squires. Slazo is at Slazo King.
Oh yeah.
I keep getting confused. I can't remember if it's King Slazo or not. Laura is at Law.
Huzzah!
Remember to subscribe on iTunes, give us a review, give us a rating, give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/Remastered, and subscribe to us on YouTube, where this podcast will be. And if you like what you listen to here, if you like what you hear, then tune in next week or go back through some of our old ones. And until then, it has been a pleasure. Goodbye.